That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, God, it's a toad, son. It's a toad, dude.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
10 days.
We got 10 days.
That's an admin note, folks.
Everyone listening to the OneCast, we have 10 days to renew some sort of software subscription. But beyond that,
or try something new.
Yeah, or try something new. What's up, Mikey, Nadu? Welcome back to Fishing Friday Live. We got a full house in here. We got Nick Kincaid, a good buddy of ours with Carolina Waters and Kincaid's Home Maintenance. Is that right?
What's up, Fuchs?
Yes, that's correct.
That'll cost you $50. So while we're talking about great companies like Carolina Waters, head on over to carolinawatersnc.com. Use the code TheOneCast, all one word at checkout. Get your hands on that buck stopper shirt that Nick's wearing right there. They have a whole bunch of them still in stock in the larger sizes, right?
Yeah, we have them in every size, but in like 2X we have an overabundance of them. So yeah, get down there and order some.
Use our code, David Fuchs.
Yep. Turkey season's coming up.
That's right. Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble. Less than a month.
Too much orange.
Awesome. Well, head on over to Carolina Waters. Use that code, TheOneCast, all one word at checkout. And then head on over to where, Ben?
Talk about.
You can head to OneCastFishing.com and grab yourself some of the brand new Sunfish Nighthawks. The pearls are out because I bought 10,000 of them. No, I'm just kidding. You can get the pearl or the Sunfish, the Nighthawks. Yeah, so 2 new colors are available now. Use the code TheOneCast at checkout to save you some coin. Get a couple bags. How many come in the bag?
8 in a bag.
8 in a bag. Mm-hmm. Again, code TheOneCast, all one word, save a couple bucks. What's going on, Christine and Ed String? Glad to see that you're over there hanging with our Fuchs pals. We're looking forward to seeing y'all in a couple months for the Tag Warrior Fishing event. When you're done there at OneCast Fishing in Carolina Waters, you can use the link in our description, and I'm going to post our link tree and click on Hobie Eyewear and head over there and grab your pair of Hobie Eyewear glasses. Grab the Hall floats in whatever lens color you choose. Might I suggest getting you some Sightmaster Pluses? Unless you're fishing against us, then don't, because they're not that great. Just kidding. Make sure you grab a pair of those Sightmaster Plus lenses. They will give you a competitive advantage in certain situations. Last but not least, 2 more. You can go to your app store on your phone and head over to Deep Dive, download that, pay the subscription. It's worth the $50 for a year. Half of your wives spend that much a month or a year, a week. I don't know, in coffee at Starbucks probably. So
or on tackle.
I don't know. Tackle doesn't count, only coffee. So or you spend that much in tackle in one trip like Trey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Trey.
Oh, yeah.
Because Nick didn't buy any tackle.
Let's talk about me here.
Last but not least, if you're looking for real estate in Central North Carolina, hit up our buddy Terry Carpenter, licensed NC Realtor. He'll get you hooked up, help you find the property or home of your dreams in Central North Carolina. So let me read some of these real quick. Tony, I heard you cannot wait to put that black tire emblem behind your head. It's coming. Well, Tony, let's talk, brother.
Hey, we'll talk.
I got to come up and get maintenance on my truck this week, so we can yap a little when I come up there.
Same. I got to come up there and get some new plugs and stuff, Tony. So I already talked to Jessica about it, but Black's Tire and Auto have been serving the Sanford, North Carolina area, and they got 54 locations and more across North Carolina and South Carolina. See what we can do for you, Tony. So we'll be in getting our servicing done there, get all the tires
get it
done
when we're in Murray.
That's right. We got to go to Lake Murray and win some money with these Nighthawks right here. So
oil change, need me some rear brakes.
I need some new tires.
Okay. Well then head
go
on
see your
over
friends over at Black Tire.
Over there, Black Tire.
Tell them we sent you.
I'll be there next week.
No coffee, just chatter. Yeah. Well, you're the exception to the rule. You do buy tackle. Not everybody's buy. And Christine buys tackle and use the code David Fuchs.
At some point we got to stop calling him out.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
when he starts using the code,
yeah,
you can stop.
Yeah.
It's bad that some of our partners recognize your name and give you the discount on the back end because they know you won't use our code. So what's going on, boys? Girls, ladies, gentlemen in the chat, how's everybody doing? I'm looking forward. I'm going to be solo unless Ben decides to come up. But I will be solo tomorrow. This is more for the fishing than the podcast at Bass Pro and Cary. Trey's got some stuff going on.
I'm taking my, let me just say it. I'm taking my kids to Boxcar.
Well, yeah, you have some stuff going on.
So Boxcar is a arcade slash bar. But it's an arcade. They got a bunch of vintage arcade games, and a good buddy of mine who's a who's a single dad, was like, hey, you want to meet up and bring the kids and have them come play some arcade games? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So while I'm doing that and totally neglecting any sort of fishing duties, Pete will be where?
Tomorrow I'll be at Bass Pro in Cary, North Carolina for a few hours talking tackle. They got a big tackle sale going on. Apparently they had a lot of folks come in today asking a lot of technique specific questions. So I'll be up there trying to help answer some of those questions and calling Trey if you ask me about pinging a minnow. So he's going to be busy anyway because I'm going to be calling him every 5 minutes because he's the expert.
Yeah, how you doing,
no,
Jeff?
I'm just kidding. TJ KDVC said, get a job, Ben.
That's what these are right here.
I don't know who TJ is, but I agree. Get a job. He does have a job. Jeff Horner, hello from Kenny. Hey, Jeff, I drove by your house today, and I think I don't know if you have daughters or sons, but there were like 30 kids in your yard playing with a dog. So
yeah,
I thought about
giant house party.
I thought maybe you were home. I was going to stop and be like, hey, welcome back, brother. But then I realized it was all kids. And if I would have pulled in there, it would have been weird.
Jeff,
So.
everyone's having a kegger at your house.
Yeah, if you don't have any kids, then you had a bunch of kids in your yard playing with a dog. So.
Yeah, surprise.
Tony said, "Tell him to come see us. You know, he'll get a deal of a lifetime. Appreciate y'all guys shouting us out. Absolutely." And Nick will be up to see you, and we'll be up to see you next week, Tony.
That's right.
I'll give a shout out before. Mama S, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Mike Johns, what's up? Boat number 2.
Boat
heading out
number 2.
Where they at? Kissimmee tomorrow?
They're on the Kissimmee chain, and they are launching. I think you guys are launching Toho. I could be wrong, but I think the cutoff is southern Kissimmee Lake, right? So they can run Toho and Cypress or whatever the other lakes are in that chain, but hopefully Mike put together a good strategy and he goes out and whacks, 30 pounds worth of fish on the Kissimmee chain tomorrow.
Yeah, Toho.
Yeah, he's putting in Toho.
Teenage neighbors. That makes sense. They were definitely teenagers.
Squatter law, Jeff. They're all living there now.
Yeah. They're the captain now. But yeah, lots going on. NPFL. Is our sound good? Because I had to change some settings. So if it's not, make sure you say something. Nobody's complained yet.
I think they would.
So I think we're probably good. But lots going on. NPFL on Santee Cooper. They mashed them in the face for the most part today. When you see guys weighing 19 pounds with 4 fish, you know the big uns are chewing. I think 33 is leading it right now.
There's three 30-pound bags.
There's 3 30-pound bags. So the choice to push one day back, they're going to fish through Sunday now because of the weather yesterday. Looks like it paid off, and some of those fish they were struggling to find in practice have appears to have moved up. And a lot of people said they thought that was going to happen given the weather and conditions they were facing. It was just a matter of time before those big girls started to bite. And sounds like they did today. And then you have them absolutely mashing them in the face on Lake Murray, which is I only had to watch about 14 minutes of it, and Trey about 14 minutes of it to know where they're going to be when we get there in 3 weeks, pretty much.
In the water.
In the water.
Catch them with a hook.
But a lot of fun watching those guys, shallow crank, big pre-spawn.
And a nighthawk.
Largemouth. That's been really cool. Seth still has 2 days to crack a 40 bag, so he may get to come back to North Carolina. I did tell him he was not welcome if he did not catch 40 pounds. So you'll be home at end of April. Heck yeah, Jeff, man. We're looking forward to having you back.
Yeah, welcome back, brother.
Glad to have you out there doing
just
stuff
in time,
for our
Jeff.
country. You're no longer active duty, but you've continued to serve the country and do stuff. So appreciate that. Christine Fuchs says with a rod. Yeah, I will. I'm only using a cane pole in the national championship.
I'm going to use a fly rod.
Not even taking a real fishing pole.
Dude,
fly rod with a nighthawk.
Do you know how many bass are caught with a fly rod?
A lot.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I see people doing it on Lake Norman, and
they do it at the
It's
river
crazy.
all the time.
yeah. Well, let's talk about like in detail, if you guys know, in detail about the NPFL and what's going on Santee Cooper right now.
There was no live coverage day, so I have no idea.
There's not, but there's enough that was said on the stage to give you an idea of what's going on.
Well,
I couldn't watch
Fat
any
Cat came on this morning
Mhm.
and said that was it Patrick Walters
Mhm.
left to the right of blast off,
And then he
20
went
20
left.
minutes later, came right back
Yep.
to where they blasted off and started fishing across there.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. So if you guys aren't familiar with Santee, you got Lake Moultrie and Lake Marion. One's to the north, I think that's Marion, and then to the south is Moultrie. Am I accurate on that? You're the only person I think that's been there, right?
Yep.
So Nick, you've been there before. South Carolina is facing 52 to 55 degree water temperatures right now on Lake Murray. So Santee's a little bit warmer than that because I think they're a little bit further south, right?
Yeah, quite a bit further.
So the lake. So not everyone's cracking them. Right. And a lot of people thought that they were going to be on the bed. Well, they are on the bed.
You just can't see them.
You just can't see them. Right. Some of them are on the bed in certain parts of the lake and you can't see them. So that was, some people went into that to their practice thinking like, I'm going to be able to look at them. But then what happened, they had that off day, which was Wednesday. Then they were supposed to start yesterday, but they couldn't because they had those high winds and rain. And so that water got muddied up in a lot of those areas. So a lot of guys thought that they were going to be able to look at them. That's not the case. So what I understand based on hearing the guys on the stage talk about it is they had to re-find the fish that they found 3 days ago in practice. So a lot of them didn't move up. They kind of moved around, but they didn't necessarily move way out. And some of the anglers were catching them traditional flipping a jig and, a Texas rig and stuff like that. But then some anglers were catching them dragging Carolina rigs. Right. And now everyone knows that there's no forward facing sonar in the MPFL. So you saw a variety of ways, but I'm here to tell you, dude, to watch a lot of the Elite Series guys come into the MPFL, you really see the experience level across the board. It's vast, right? It's different. These guys have faced those conditions before. A comment was made last year when we were down at Murray. Somebody asked Patrick Walters, hey, can you catch them without forward facing sonar? Or we dropped a 28-pound bag today. I think. Yeah. So it's just really cool to see, how these guys are tackling Santee Cooper. Unfortunately, there's not live coverage on the first day, but they will have it tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to maybe watching a couple hours of it while I'm, playing video games or something.
Yeah, Patrick Walters dropped 28 with a 9-1.
Hey, sitting in fourth.
With 28 pounds.
Yeah.
So Jason Christie.
Lots of names
was throwing a spinner bait.
Yeah. I mean
you got Christie up there, Walters,
and history
Hank Cherry.
History was made 3 times today. So there was not the biggest fish, but I think there was a tie for biggest fish. So a 10.9 pounder was weighed in today on Santee, I think. No, I'm sorry. Nobody beat the 10.9 that Jesse Wise.
Right there, Harmon.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Harmon Davis weighed a 10.9 in, but he's in 65th place with 13 pounds, right? So a 10.9.
I think he only had 2 fish.
Yeah, and then 3 30-pound bags, Buck Mallory, Jason Christie, and Jason Osborne. There's never been a 30-pound bag weighed in MPFL history. So if history was made 3 times today, and everyone's fishing old school. I don't really call it old school. They're just fishing without scope,
Traditional.
Hey, Mike, have fun with your sketchy Chinese food. Good luck tomorrow, brother.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Hey, Mike.
What's up, Tim?
Mike got duped with his Airbnb, by the way.
Pam, Mama S, I need to come see you. So probably after our tournament season, I'll plan a trip down and visit. I know I've been saying it for 2 years, but I need to do it. Thought it was cool to see some boats wrapped and some not guys with jerseys and some are just fishing shirts. Looked like a club derby. Loved it. Yeah. Where'd you see that at?
MPFL. So MPFL doesn't have
I know, but there's no coverage. I was just talking smack.
No,
the weigh-in.
Oh, yeah.
The weigh-in was live.
And they had some live Facebook coverage, YouTube coverage.
So I think their only requirements.
I saw Seth blast off.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did do the blast off.
Still looking up.
Still looking up, yelling.
He's trying to look taller. Yeah. So, they don't have you have to have an MPF logo on your boat, on the windshield. And I think there's one, you have to have your name on your boat. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
You have to put your name on the gunnel.
Yep.
And that's the only rules they have for now. That may change where you have to have wrap, and it just depends on if people complain about not knowing for sure if somebody's a competitor or not and making it harder for them to protest and all that. So,
Jeff, you're just going to try to fish Fishers and Men this year.
You're going to be, if you're not getting home to the end of April, you'll have 2 tournaments to fish. We'll be wrapping up the season. But yeah, come join, man.
Come join, dude.
You'll get to fish Gaston and Falls will be the last 2.
Yep.
One the first week of May and one the last week of May.
Yeah.
Because April, we got a derby every weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
And next week is derby number 1.
It is.
Next week, we kick it off.
Bugs Island.
Old Bugs Island.
Good old Bugs.
Yeah. I hate that lake.
All right. What else is going on?
MLF, BPT, mashing them. A lot of shallow cranking from the little bit I've watched. Those fish are stacked and staged so hard right now to go do the dirty. They're just waiting on water temp and the moon cycle, and that place is going to pop off with full on spawn.
Yep.
So that's why I said I have a pretty good idea what we'll be doing, because I think the full moon hits. Full moon hits while we're there. We should get water temp, so it's going to be. There's a good chance that's going to be what we're going to be doing for. There's worse things we could do for 8 days, 7 days of fishing. I mean, I know that's not your favorite way to catch them, but
I mean, however,
my absolute favorite way to catch them. If we get
no. Let's not get this mistaken, right? Let's go around the room here. Let's get a consensus on this. It is not my preferred way to tournament fish, right? It's not the preferred tournament pattern that I would want if I was to predict getting 5 bites a day, right? Or 5 of the right bites a day. I love bed fishing because I think it's so fun to just watch them and work a fish for, whatever. But when it comes to a tournament, it's a hard one because you just never know. Now there's the challenge that's associated with it, and I think it's cool. But let's ask, we already know what yours is, but for a tournament, what is your preferred tournament pattern in your opinion?
Any lake?
Just whatever you like the most.
It's not a specific lake. It's just
pre-spawn, on the bed, post-spawn.
The only one I know about.
Yeah.
I mean, I love to catch them on the bed, but I mean, I'd rather throw a chatterbait all day.
Yeah.
Or top water.
Yep.
So
pre-spawn, post-spawn, or while the spawn's going on, some of them are still in eating them. Yeah.
I mean, my favorite time, I guess, would probably be the spawn.
Yeah.
Because it's just the challenge of, getting that sucker to bite.
Yeah.
And then having to look at it. Listen, when you go up there, you can flip your bait in there and know within 5 seconds if that fish is going to eat it or not. So then you got to figure out, okay, do I want to spend the time?
Mm-hmm.
Look at some of these guys, they spend an hour and a half trying to get a fish.
Yeah. Would you do that?
Anybody that's doing that doesn't.
If it's big enough. I mean, if it's a 8, 9, 10 pounder.
Unless I'm fishing for kicker or number 5, I'm not.
I'm not going to waste my time on if it's the first fish of the day. No.
Okay.
No, but if it's, if I already got a limit or something like that, and I think this is going to put me over for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'll stay there until I.
You're gonna risk it all.
I would if I got 5 fish already. Yeah.
Oh, if you got 5 already.
Yeah, if I got 5 already. Yeah.
All right.
Or if it's like 1 o'clock and I don't have a fish and I find a great big one, I'm gonna try to catch it just so I can get a big fish check.
There you go. That's a good strategy. What about you, Ben?
And 2 or 3 fish equals 1 fish at one point. So if you're struggling that far, then if you get an 8 or 9 pounder where you just caught 2 or 3 fish,
that's true.
Yeah.
For most guys. So, I love bed fishing, but probably like post spawn ledge fishing.
Yeah, that offshore stuff.
Yeah, get out there with a jig or a crankbait and just
drag it around,
crank it around, hop it. I mean, whenever they're set up like that. I mean, there's other baits that work well too.
Sure.
Just how they're set up, pair of jigs, spoons, Carolina rigs. But
yeah,
if I could drag a football jig across a ledge or a crankbait, deep diving crankbait, that's probably my favorite way.
And Pete,
yeah, I mean, if I'm fishing a derby, I want to look at them.
Yeah,
I mean, because I only need one. I need one pitch, and I can tell you if they're going to bite or not. And Trey can back that up. Like pretty much first pitch, I can pitch it in there, and I can see how they react. And if they're not going to bite, we can move on.
Yeah.
If they're going to bite, sometimes it takes a little longer, and I would want them to. But if I know I can make them bite, then I don't mind spending 20, 30 minutes on a fish if it's a good fish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, a fun fishing a post spawn frog bite. Yeah, I love that, Mike. I don't want that in the tournament. There's just when you're chasing post spawn fish and all that stuff, there's so many more variables. And not that I don't like doing that, but it's really nice to not have to think. And I just got to go run and drop like 300 waypoints on.
What's your least favorite time?
Pre-spawn, water still cold.
Oh, it's my favorite.
I hate that.
I hate the pull spawn right after.
Now pre-spawn.
Well, the funky blues.
Yeah, I mean
pre-spawn like 53 to 56 degree water when they're moving up and you can catch them on a crank and stuff. Yes, but
with the
pre-spawn when it's like 48 to 51.
No.
When that water temperature gets 53, 54, 55, somewhere in there.
Yeah. The way that
I'm talking tournament fishing. Like least.
Yeah, that's mine. Least favorite. Tournament fishing is 48 to 51 degree pre-spawn water.
Mine is.
So next week we're fishing.
Yeah.
Bugs.
Basically, yes.
Believe it or not, my least favorite tournament time fishing is the shad spawn.
Is it real? Oh,
Really?
Because
okay.
if you don't get to your spot
You're done.
and where the spawn's going on, and depending on boat draw, how far a run you have, if it's happening on the whole lake, like if you get there and you caught them in practice and you don't catch them, or the shad doesn't spawn like they did, like,
Yeah.
that area is pretty much dead for the rest of the day.
I associate that shad spawn with the post bass spawn funk, right?
It
There's
definitely can be.
it can be associated
a lot of
with
times,
it, right?
yeah.
Here's what to remember with the spawn specifically. Not every fish is on bed.
No.
Right? If you're good enough or you know enough about the lake, you can usually find another pattern. And so, but if it's late enough in the spawn, and you don't find the first wave that already spawned, you're in that post.
And that first wave is always your biggest.
And usually,
if you look at what the elites did this past weekend, a lot of them were catching the fry garters and using their forward facing sonar to pick them out and everything.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, like, everybody has their flavor and stuff, but I mean, I'm good at finding them on the bed. I'm not good at judging how big they are. I can't tell you if it's a 5 or an 8 pounder, dude. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. It looks like a big old fish to me. Like, let's catch it, but it really is if you're good enough bed fishing, you really do have a shot.
Yeah.
If you can catch them, right?
So
like
Pete, apparently what you said earlier is absolutely wrong, because Mikey Nadeau agrees with you.
He just doesn't like that unpredictability post.
I like the way they're catching them on Murray right now. Like, I like Jeff Sprague.
Oh, that's what I mean. That 55.
53 to 55, 57 degrees, right? Like, Jeff Sprague's out there. He's cranking a certain, and he said this on live today. He said he's looking for a specific bottom composition, right? It's not all the creek channels and the secondary and tertiary points. Certain bottom composition is what he's looking for. And he's throwing a prototype, from what he said, allegedly throwing a prototype crankbait around, which is an orange crankbait.
I got a pretty good look at that crankbait yesterday. I don't think it's a prototype, but I won't say what I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. But he's out there covering a ton of water. He's not even really using his forward-facing sonar at all, and he's sitting in. He won, what is it, the knockout round today, or whatever it is, the qualifying round.
Yeah.
So he moves on. He doesn't have to fish tomorrow, and then he goes right into championship day.
Now, would you rather have tomorrow off, or would you want to fish? I mean,
with what they've got,
even though you're guaranteed to fish the championship.
Yeah, with what they have going on tomorrow, right now down there, is absolutely no reason for you to fish tomorrow. Absolutely no reason. The weather's stable. There's no storms or anything predicted. Yeah. Those fish aren't going to change what they're doing. They're not going to move up more because they're as moved up as they can get till they go in the bed.
Yeah.
I'm going to rest my areas if I can give it a day and let them reload.
Yeah.
It just depends on the tournament. Because I think at the previous one at the Harris train, that did hurt.
Yeah. I don't think I would have wanted to take that.
It hurt Wheeler because he was off for a day and the weather slightly changed. And of course, there was they weren't catching as many. I mean, of course, Jacob, the first stage, just absolutely smacked them. But it was more of that shallow flip and bite. So like
traditional fishing.
Yeah, traditional fishing. So like
Nighthawk fishing.
You're not always looking how many's out there, and you're worried about managing your fish and all, and being off for a day. It definitely hurt. Plus, it also hurts that
that was a pretty drastic change too with the wind they got.
Yeah,
and everything.
But like Jacob, and even I think, how much is the lead does he have today?
I think Jacob was in the 80-pound range.
Well, he had a massive lead, right?
Oh yeah, I'll look him up real quick while you're talking.
And it's also the other thing, like they reset the weights for the knockout. And for the championship, which you have to do if someone's not going to fish and and all, because otherwise it's not fair. But
wow, hang on a minute. I think
but at the same time, you had Jacob go out there and rack absolutely to destroy the first 2 days.
Trey's not going to tell us. He's just going to make sounds over there.
Well, I mean, so the last time I looked at this was around 2:00 or something. So Jeff Sprague, 122 pounds with 36 fish
in 2 days.
Sliding into second place is Terry Scroggins with 28 fish for 90 pounds. Marshall Robinson in third. Brent Ayler in fourth.
What's up, Jess?
Brent Chapman.
So he's got a 40-pound.
Come to see you this week.
But Wheeler still had 80 pounds with 26 fish.
Yeah. But Sprague has a 40-pound lead.
Correct. Yeah.
And so this is the other problem. Like he's off and this is what happened to Jacob. Okay, he's off tomorrow. For some reason, right? He doesn't stay in touch with his fish the final day.
Yeah.
Or somebody else finds them.
I agree, except the weather's not going to change. The weather's not changing. There's no wind. There's no big thing that's going to move those fish. So I don't think that's
probably not. But
in this particular tournament, I don't think it's an
like
issue.
with a 30-some pound lead, like there, I mean, it's a very well possibility. No one goes out there and catches 30 pounds. He could still be leading after 3 days, but only fishing 2.
But then you might go catch 40 pounds of mar that you don't have to catch, and they're not going to bite the next day.
Well, then on Championship Sunday, you catch 10 pounds.
And then if you wouldn't have fished,
win,
you're like, I'd have had 50 if I would have not fished yesterday.
That's why I kind of wish for, like, right now, for Sprague's sake, they wouldn't reset the weights, right? Like, he could win. But
he could, but also Wheeler or somebody go out tomorrow and catch 70 pounds, and then now he's down by 60 and has to try to make
you obviously up. If you're going to reset the weights, you can't they all have to fish.
Yeah. I need to call you because you're probably gonna have to order my brake pads before I come up.
Hey, so let me throw
I'll holler at you Monday.
Let me throw this out there too. So obviously you two are fishing the national champion for Fishers of Men, Lake Murray.
3 days.
Top you guys are guaranteed to fish the first 2 days.
Correct.
So what I would suggest is if anybody wants to go down and support these guys, be down there Friday.
Yes.
Just in case. Not saying they're not going to make day 3, but just in case.
We're making day 3.
I plan on being down there.
I hope.
And I will I'm going to actually borrow my son's camera because this is my only camera right here, and he has a
big camera.
So
our goal is obviously to win, but we both talked like
we'll
the sub goals, like just making that cut would be a big accomplishment. So out of 180 boats, 36 fish the final day. Like, and if we don't, I'm just going out there and jack and fish.
I mean,
anyway.
we talked about that, right? Like, what is our like?
I don't care, bro.
And Jessica, thanks for jumping on. We're praying for you and your family.
Absolutely,
been going through a lot, and all of our friends out there that's dealing with anything hard going on right now. We're praying for you too. What are the dates for the Fishermen Championships?
First week of April. The actual fishing dates are April 2nd, or I'm sorry, April 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
3rd, 4th, and 5th of April. But here's the deal. These fish most likely should be on the bed, right?
Should be.
Now,
no guarantee.
Now, there should be a pre-spawn pattern. There most likely will not be a post-spawn pattern, right? Most likely. So that being said, Pete and I have a lot of decisions to make. Do we burn it down on the first day and catch everything off the bed? Or do we save something for day 2?
All right. So
here,
so what I would,
because there's no resetting weights.
So what I would tell you to do is when you're out pre-fishing and you're marking these beds, you put some sort of note. When you're dropping it, and you go after your top 5 fish first on day 1. Because I'll tell you, me and Mikey,
because they're gonna leave.
Me and Mikey did this at Norman a couple years ago. We went and we caught a lot of bed fish. And I could only fish 1 day, but he came back the second day and he didn't have no fish to catch.
They gone
because they were gone, or we already jacked them that day trying to move up ounces when we should have just said, you know what, let's just leave these for tomorrow and everything. But that's what I would do. I would mark my top 7,
and I've already
fish,
talked to Trey, and that's kind of what
I
told him I think we need to do is we need to go out and catch our biggest bag on the first day.
Because
you're going to need 20 a day, but you're going to need a day 25. Where you have 25 or 28. And that's talking to a lot of locals and people. 20 a day will get you close, but you've got to have a 30 day or a 28 day. So Trey and I talked some, and I think that's the plan, but I can tell you, and I'll tell you how I plan to break the lake down. And obviously we're going to discuss this before we go out and practice, but that first morning is checking a lot of those traditional pre-spawn spots, hitting those points, trying to see if there's
fish
any
coming to.
Where are fish coming? Is there any type? There's always the possibility that there's a shad spawn and or a herring spawn, even though it's early. I've talked to guys that are like, you may find a point where there's herring or spawning, and if nobody else finds it, you can go in there and have 20 in the first 15 minutes. So checking those kind of areas just to see what's going on. And I don't mind putting this out there. If somebody uses it against us, good for you. But you've got it. One thing Trey and I have done as a team is we never go into any tournament with one pattern. Like we have what we're gonna do, but if that isn't working, we know we can go catch them doing this. And
Hold
it's
on,
the
you
same
guys
there.
going to a tournament with a game plan?
So
Yeah.
there's only one tournament that we had one pattern. That was Gaston.
That was Gaston.
That was the
That was
only
the-
one.
That was the only way we got bit consistently.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it almost didn't work.
Do you guys have an off day between practice?
We do.
No, I thought we did. We don't.
Oh, we don't. No, apparently.
Practice is Saturday,
Trey, have you read the rules?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
I might-
Tuesday, and then basically a half day Wednesday because everybody has to be at the meeting,
And you guys
the pre-tournament meeting
got off
Wednesday.
limits before that?
Yeah,
Yes.
off limit starts I think this Saturday, or it started this last Saturday.
Well, we
might
weren't
be the
going-
whole month of March.
We weren't going down there anyways after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We took our
um,
trip down there and got a little info.
But it's
But-
it's sponsored by Berkeley, I think. Right?
Yeah, they're one of the sponsors.
It's Berkeley's the big sponsor
Berkeley
for
Fritz
the
side.
deal. It's gonna be a good turnout. I mean, if you guys are in the Columbia, South Carolina
said,
area,
oh,
like swing by, Thursday,
What's up,
Friday.
Dwayne?
We got really lucky, and back in October, met a nice gentleman that Cole Sands and Jacob Fout stayed at his Airbnb, and it's really nice because unlike the MPFL, which is a trailering tournament, we stayed across the lake from Dreher Island, and it's a 3-minute boat ride.
The MPFL is a trailer weighing.
Trailer lane, right? So we don't have to worry about that. So we're going to keep the boats in the water. We're going to take both boats down there so that we have a backup boat, but we can only practice out of one boat.
Yeah,
we both have to be in the same
out of
boat,
one
right?
boat. Did read the rules, Christine. Did read the rules.
Yeah.
I have, and I'll read them again. But
Pete's big on that. I'm just here to catch fish. Jeff, we appreciate it, man. No, we don't need to use your boat for Murray. We got a little thing going with our tin cans, and I want to keep it rolling that way. I mean, that's just me personally. What are you about? What's he got? Pete's like, nah,
he's got a nitro. Yeah, he's got a beautiful boat. Unless mine blows up before we go down there, and then maybe I'll be hitting you up. But knock on wood, I don't bend that motor.
I will say this, right? Like I will say this, and Murray's a lake that speed can come in handy, because a certain percentage of the field is going to fish a dominant area on Lake Murray. And Pete and I are going to be going 50 something miles an hour max against guys that are going to be going 75. Right. And so they're probably going to get to some of the areas before us. But at the end of the day, like, I really don't care, man. Like we're going to get there and we're going to catch
What if I
five.
put nitro in my boat?
Nitrous oxide?
Yeah.
What are we, too fast?
a button.
Too fast, too furious? Yeah.
That boat might walk
But it should be good, man. And we don't have an information rule. So we got buddies that live on the lake, and Zach Burge is out there fishing it right now for the BPT, and he's a good buddy of ours, and he's like, yo, I'll help you all out
we'll
any
get
way you
some
can.
info.
So yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, like our motto is we just go catch what we catch. That's
Yep.
it.
Yeah, we're just gonna go catch 5, and if it's the 5, if it's meant to be, it'll be.
Yep.
But we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be a long week
It's gonna be long, dude.
because luckily we have a break between car and there, so it'll be a week of tackle packing and prep.
We're taking way too much stuff with us.
Yeah, I mean I'm taking every rod I
don't know.
Shake and bake,
I don't
John
know
T.
nothing about
Walton.
that.
Shake and bake. Yeah, whatever, Nick. So Nick the other
Yeah,
day.
Nick to a Fishers of Men tournament brought $3,000 worth of crankbaits on top of everything else that he has.
No, it
So
wasn't that much.
Pete talked about being up
It was a tub the size of this table full
100.
of tackle.
Oh, yeah, big time. It weighed at least 4 tons.
The receipt was 9 feet long.
Pete, you talked about being up at Bass Pro Shops in Cary tomorrow. Nick and I were there yesterday.
Mhm.
Bass Pro Shops is running their sales right now.
Yeah,
Their
spring
spring
classic
sales.
or-
spring sales. Yep. So if you guys are in the
Great sales
market,
going on.
they got a ton of stuff on sale, from Berkeley Fritz sides to Chopos to, I think, Rapala freeloaders and mooch minnows and stuff are on sale. The Bubba's Pro Scale is on sale with the cull system for a little
Frogs,
bit of frogs, booyah frogs,
booyah frogs.
So-
Those are half off. Pretty much everything. The Fritz sides and everything were half off.
and
you know.
you dropped some coin, my man.
I did.
You dropped some coin.
Yeah, he brought 37 scales, 914 Fritz sides, 914 frogs, 46 choppos,
Sounds like me in the speed one.
and a partridge. in the
Hey,
pear tree.
I no
Watching
kidding
this.
have a picture of Nick's cart. It was a quarter of the way full because you bought 2 of everything.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, right? Like, why does that matter? I mean, from at the end of the day, like Nick's gonna go years without having to buy tackle,
Yes.
right? I mean, you bought Vector hooks. You know, they're unfortunately going out of business, right?
Yep, they're out. So yeah,
Yep.
I bought a ton of hooks. I'll never have to buy hooks again.
Yeah.
My son will probably never have to buy hooks again.
Well, you just bought generations worth of hooks.
I don't ever have to buy hooks again either.
Yeah, Pete
So,
too.
you know, and the reason for doing that, you know, you gotta, the way I look at it is, for one, they were on sale. They're very, very cheap, which you don't always have to buy something just because it's on sale. But if you can, you might as well.
Especially if it's something that's going away.
Yeah. And then, you know, like with all the frit sides and the frogs and stuff like that yesterday, again, it was on sale. They're half off. But I won't have to buy those, you know, unless I break one, you know, I won't have to buy them.
You'll be buying
have
more
them.
snag sides.
And but
Isn't that crazy? Like in fishing, you know, like I mean, most things like in life are like this, but we run almost everything expendable.
Yeah.
Everything's
Yeah.
expendable, right? All of our lures, our line, our hooks,
yeah,
our life jackets, they're expendable items. They got a shelf life on them, like rods, reels, like you name it, like the boats, right? Like all that stuff, man. So be dropping some coin, but it does make up in the long run. you
Yeah.
know, so, but yeah. What else is going on? Kentucky Lake Bassmaster Open
There's
Series.
an open.
So for those
It's
of you,
not as exciting now that they are 2 divisions and they don't fish all 9. For me,
yeah.
it's like,
I mean, we got
It's like,
friends-
I
we
don't-
got a friend fishing.
yeah,
though.
but like until they get to the EQs, it's just like, yeah, they're fishing a couple derbies. But yeah, it'll be cool. Kentucky Lake, those guys are either on them or they're not.
Yeah.
There's a lot of zeros. You know, a certain person that we have a lot of respect for 0-2 days, and I use respect by meaning no respect. Had a struggle. You know, it was it's tough though. There were a lot of double zeros, guys that have fished 2 days and not caught a keeper fish.
Mhm.
There's a lot of guys that caught like 2 for 10 pounds yesterday and then went out and caught 25 today. So it's I don't know a lot about Kentucky Lake. I think it's on an upswing. So it's getting better.
Yeah, but
Ben, do you know a little bit about? I don't know.
Yeah, it's gotten better
how you doing, Tony?
than a few years ago. But think of all the cold weather we had, and they're further north and west. So like they got slammed by I think more snow and all that stuff than we did. So their water is definitely not ready yet.
You can tell those guys are out there in their puffy coats and big bibs.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's still very cold.
I mean that's
Probably
almost like a wintertime event there because it is so cold. Although it is supposed to change time zones this week, right?
Yeah, Sunday,
yeah.
you set your clocks ahead. Oh, look at there.
Justin said, "What's up? What's happening, guys? I fished the OneCast fishing bladed jigs last weekend for the first time. It swam great, killer product. Hoping to snag a few.
Awesome.
Awesome. Make sure you use our code TheOneCast, Justin, when you check out. Save yourself.
Trey, you
$10.
sure you want to show them that color? You don't want a different color?
I'm not gonna tell him what color it is.
No, I wanted. So first of all, Justin, man, I remember when we were testing those baits out, Ben. You guys remember that like years ago, the snagless series, and so congratulations for you getting on them, dude. Like that's a great bladed jig to slow roll and put the proper soft plastic on the back of it, and you're gonna catch a giant. Like that kid caught his PB when you gave it to him down in Florida. Do you remember that? Like 7.5 pounds.
Oh no, this is a different. This isn't. There's no new color coming. This is a soft plastic that Tony made for us.
Yeah, I just want to give Tony a shout out, man. Like Tony's Soft Plastics, Tony Parsley's on here right now. If you guys hit up Tony, he will, if he has the molds, he will specifically make you some baits, right? So this is a bait that I asked him to make. It's yes, it is a minnow, but there's more utility than just pinging a minnow on forward-facing sonar. This can pair very well on the back of a snagless bladed jig. It can go on the back of a swim jig. You can put it on the back of a spinner bait. It can be a trailer for whatever you want it to be. For me, I just wanted a specific color that has been working for me, and Tony's going to get them to you at a little bit cheaper price than some of those other big box brand items and stuff like that. So Tony, appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming through on that order, and we'll keep supporting you because you support us.
What do you know about C-Rig, Mikey?
They don't.
He's going to talk junk now. So I always hated throwing a C-Rig. For some reason, I just did the old ball and chain. And we were fishing, I guess it would be Norman, and Mikey's like, you need to throw it. I'm like, I don't really want to. And he's like, tie one on, throw it. I'm like, all right, well, I got one tied on all time now.
I mean, we have donated more money
Oh yeah.
to people that throw Carolina. Look, I'm not going to say who it was, but there were certain NPFL anglers today throwing Carolina rigs, right?
Oh yeah.
And they
You
weigh.
can cover a ton of water.
You can cover water. You can also get some of the most finicky fish in the lake just to bite, man. Like it just is what it is.
Yeah.
But hey, Daryl Stevenson, good to see you too, brother. Hope you and Kieran and your family are doing well.
Gerald is the sea rig master.
Gerald, who?
Gerald that fishes the club.
Oh,
That dude.
Oh yeah. So
That dude with a
so
dang
Gerald,
Carolina
he
rig.
can skip a Carolina rig under.
The only thing he throws is a dang Carolina rig with a
I'm
lizard.
dead
and that
serious.
dude
He will
catches
skip
a
the
Carolina
sea
rig.
rig
He will.
underneath docks.
I mean, at that point, I'm just throwing a free rig, man. You know what I mean? But I mean, hey,
different.
good on him, man. Sea rig is the juice on Harris.
Yeah, they'll bite a Carolina rig on old Sharon Harris.
Hey, there's
Been on there
gonna
for me
be a lot of tournaments this year on Sharon Harris, y'all, and
a while. It's
good.
gonna get hammered, dude.
That lake is gonna get
I
pounded.
hope they kill a
Um,
pile of those 16 into 18
Yeah.
inchers.
So it's a good thing. Bragg Bass Busters put out their because they're the old man tournament, right? They run the
On a
old man.
wait, he throws it on a spinning rod.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
A Carolina rig on a spinning rod,
My man,
and you think you knew
Old
everything.
school, baby.
my man's pimping out there, bro.
It's probably an ugly stick.
spinning rod.
No, I mean it's a bass rod.
Be like you need some backbone to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hook
Sea
set.
rig's a good pre-spawn bait, baby. Brush hog, green pumpkin, the best for me. Yeah, I didn't know he threw it. Are you serious? You messing with me? He throws on a spinning rod.
Yeah. Ask him.
Good for him with braid to floor cover. Yeah, I mean,
I thought it would have been like straight like green
Hey,
mono.
they're and I
Good
mean
game.
this with all due respect. That doesn't mean you can say whatever you want. There are a lot of seasoned anglers.
Mhm.
That was good.
Yeah.
That never learned to throw a bait caster. My dad threw a spinning rod forever,
Well, in the
and
north,
so did I for everything.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Crankbaits, jerk baits, sea rigs. We threw it on
I know a
spinning
lot of
rod.
guys
They
that throw a
punched
jerk
with it.
bait.
punched with a spinning rod, throwing a frog on it.
There's a lot of guys that throw a jerk bait with a spinning rod.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's a light bait. You can-
I used to, yeah.
Did you?
Well, there's certain jerk baits, like little baby jerk baits. If
Yeah.
you don't have a BFS rod,
yeah.
like good luck throwing it on a bait caster without
Yeah.
like 6-pound tests on it. You know what I mean?
He
But
said, "Nick?" Question mark. Exclamation mark.
is Mikey? Are you
What?
only typing with
He's
one
only
hand?
typing with his right hand.
Mikey, we do hope that you
he's got a pencil in his mouth. He's like,
we do hope that you recover, brother. Like you went through a pretty invasive surgery, and we want to see you compete this year.
listen, that
We
is
did
no,
catch a lot of fish, Dad.
that
We
is-
caught a ton of fish.
that is no excuse for him not to have dinner for us, though.
Yeah, Mikey, just make
Yeah,
sure.
dinner better be ready,
I mean, come on now.
and
Hey,
you better cook breakfast. Saturday morning.
I'll tie your apron on you while you're in the kitchen, since you can't bend around. You
Oh,
know what I
that's
mean?
cute.
So, yeah, it's nice.
That's cute.
What else is going on? What are we talking about here?
We're just talking fishing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ask questions. He can't throw a bait caster. Well, neither can Trey, but he tries hard.
This guy.
He's good with a jig head minnow, and he can get that whole fairy one out there. But
Hey, I'll take your money.
hey,
Fine.
yeah, it's fine. You took the only time we ever fished head to head. You took my. Oh no, that's right. I took your money.
He beat me.
It was a
by
bad
one.
fishing
I
deal.
had, I had 3 people.
I beat
in
him
the
by
boat.
1 ounce.
I had 3 people in the boat.
I beat him by 1 ounce, and only because I found a giant on a bed. He caught his on a frog.
Hey,
so-
I'll tell you what. You can talk junk to Trey about it, but I'm telling you, at Mayo this year, which you didn't know because you weren't there.
No, I was getting
This dude
ejected
did.
out of Mike Iaconelli's boat at
Had a good
72
tournament.
miles an hour.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I
it
told him
was.
he was going to have a good turn.
but it actually wasn't on the minnow. Like not a single keeper in the box was on the minnow. Everything was on a drop shot.
Yeah.
All the big fish were on a drop shot. I mean, I caught some on the minnow. I had 5 fish in the box in 6 minutes, right? But they were all tiny. They were 8. I had 8 pounds, and then I ended up calling the wrong fish. Then Pete got ejected out of the boat. Then I left that spot, ran down the lake, didn't see what I wanted to see. Tried to
just so y'all know, I handle the culling.
he 100% handles the calling.
And it's
I
the
do-
one
it's
time
on
I
the
entrusted it to him.
Look on the scale.
It did not go
We
well.
take out the smallest one.
Oh, you don't.
It didn't end up costing you, though. So
Yeah, it
it's
didn't cost
okay.
me anything. Well, I think I had like 16 pounds in that term. My big fish died.
Yep.
a tongue hooked her. Nothing you can do about that.
Nope.
But yeah, it was a good tournament, man. But like, that little jig head minnow, if you can use it, you can have that technology, and it's gonna help you out. It's about the most natural
If
presentation.
I got to ping a minnow to win a tournament, I'm a ping a minnow. I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
it's not my favorite thing to do.
I also don't
at
want
the
to
end of the
drag
day,
a Carolina rig, but I will.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want
I'd
to
rather
throw a
flip a
stupid
jig.
wacky rig forever, but I was tired of giving people money on a wacky rig, so I started throwing it.
Yeah,
like when it comes to tournament fish, you can't always do what you want.
I mean, here's
you
the
got to
thing.
do what you got to do.
Well, you got to get
If you
uncomfortable
bring-
if you have to.
If you bring a knife to a gunfight and you lose, like that's your fault.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, bro.
It's a Mexican stand.
Like,
You got to
like,
bring the Chinese stars instead.
I mean, Ben knows about this, right? Like when we're in the Army, well, I'm still in, but not really anymore. We wanted the best weapon systems for battle, right? And I look at a tournament the same way. Like, why do I not want to be the most armed and equipped to battle this 1 day, 2 day, 3 day tournament out? I'm going to use every weapon system I possibly
which is why
can.
I'm taking 70 rods to Murray.
Yeah,
because I don't know which one I'm going to need.
Yeah, Jeff said throw a fluke on Murray.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't know that bite's going to be there, but we're going to try and see if it is. Faux show.
Donkey.
You're definitely going to try.
Donkey rig.
Donkey rig. That's a great rig. That is a rig that nobody talks about anymore.
Well, because you can't use it in any of the big tournaments, so it just kind of goes away.
Yeah.
Because
So
it's 2 hooks.
Anthony
Two
Gagliardi
knots.
won on Lake Murray whenever he fished years ago with a donkey rig.
Yep.
Right? They were able to fish that. And the donkey rig is something that I started using on Sharon Harris years ago for the schooling fish. And now that Pete and I trained on the fluke, the way that they work the fluke on Murray, now I have a different way of rigging the donkey rig, which is going to be far more effective.
So for those that don't know, they're saying donkey rig.
Mhm.
It's a double fluke.
It's a tandem fluke.
Yeah.
It's a fluke
rig.
with a fluke trailer.
Yep. And you use 3 swivels, right? So you run, I think it's 3 swivels.
You can use 3 or 2.
Well,
Two-
yeah, I
two or
usually
three.
just use a 3-way.
Yeah.
You can use a 3-way swivel.
Well, we
or
ain't
you-
talking.
or
We ain't
you
doing
can
that
No.
right now, Pete.
the second swivel.
You use the second swivel that is free on your line that runs up and down. That's the true way to do a donkey rig. The 3 swivel thing is cheating. So,
It is. I don't care.
but what the 3 swivel does add weight, but you can add lead wire to the end of your hooks. You
Sliding
can do
swivel, yep.
all sorts of stuff like that. But it is a really effective freaking way to do it. And
Yeah, if you can legally
I
use
think
it.
I'm going to do it this year. I'm thinking I'm going to do it. I don't know if I can.
There's one tournament where I'm going to throw a fluke a bunch. I'm not going to say which one it is.
Yeah, sliding swivel is the juice on that stuff, Jeff.
Yeah.
That thing absolutely catches them. And you wouldn't even think too, because you think it doesn't even, because it's silent, right? Like it's not really doing anything, but those bass, man, they key in on those bait fish flickering and they absolutely crush it. It's a great, I'm going to use it this year. Now that you said something, Nick.
And
No,
it might be good down there. Depends on where where the grass is sitting at and how
That's
tall
true.
and
Yeah.
over top of the grass. And
It just depends on where most of the fish are.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Holes in the hydrilla or something like that, where there's hard spots and they're staging for spawn and stuff. Yeah. Anyways, we're just talking amongst ourselves, but
The old coffee.
So are you gonna have it on a drop shot for bed fishing?
absolutely.
Trey will.
Absolutely.
Have you-
15 pound
If we're
test.
Have you tried a Tokyo
I just
rig?
got new hooks. I have tried a Tokyo rig. I feel like I can do the same thing with a drop shot.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're talking about because but
The
it's-
biggest difference with the Tokyo rig is I can throw it on 25-pound
right
fluoro and
and
jack them.
them. Yep.
Whereas with the drop shot, you got to be a little bit
yeah.
more finesse. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, if it is a bed fishing tournament, Trey will have a drop shot I want. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
have-
let him. He's much better with the finessey stuff and presenting it the right way. I'm just gonna have the big stick out there, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to
With a
let. I'm
Nighthawk.
gonna try to let it eat with a
Did you see the
Nighthawk
one
and a D bomb.
last
I'm
week
not
that
gonna
was
give
caught-
up on my D bomb.
that was caught on a glide bait
Which one?
last week at Okeechobee?
I mean, I'll have a glide bait title. It's a glide bait is a great
And I'll have a mag.
great bed fishing bait.
Yep.
If they get a hook in the mouth.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with those is a lot of times they swipe at them and you end up with 2 hooks and a gill plate or something, and then
That's the same thing.
and
with
then that
jerk
fish
bait.
goes back.
Yeah.
Same with a jerk bait,
Mhm.
a pop R,
Yeah.
a lot of those baits. Now a pop R, you can bed fish without bed fishing because you can just work a bank. And sometimes when those fish come up, they are on a bed and you don't know it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know it, obviously it's illegal, but Yeah, that's a glide bait can trigger that bite, but I mean, probably one of the guys that throws a lot is Polynick. He throws them a lot at bedfish.
Yeah,
but man, that's a dangerous game to play because it's
very
very easy.
So, well, I think it was Will Davis Jr. that caught his.
He's caught his first fish ever.
Yes,
on a glide
that's what
bait?
it
On
was, yeah.
Okeechobee on a glide bait.
On a glide bait. and
Full
it was
disclosure,
big. Yeah.
never caught a fish on a glide bait. Had one T-bone a glide bait a couple days ago, and I lost the fish. Then I lost a fish. I broke a fish off on a Nighthawk, right? Hematoma colored. Go get those, by the way. Use the code OneCast. But a glide bait is a special kind, like Will Davis Jr. caught his very first one, and it ended up being like 7 pounds or something like that, and he caught it off the bed. Or she was following.
What's up, Rick?
Right? And a lot of times, like when we're bed fishing, right? Like those males, they'll be up on the bed. Those females will be down here sometimes.
Yeah, they're
right?
usually not too far away.
They're not too far away. And so if you know, and that's why like a lot of times guys will get their boats right over the top of the female and they'll be fishing for the male.
Yeah.
Well,
You got to have some standoff and you got to have those Sightmaster Pluses. So use the link and go to Hobie Eyewear.
Well,
right?
and also you know, that's why it's important to, you know, when you're bed fishing, say you get your bait out of that bed. Well, don't just reel it in real quick. Work
Keep
it down a
dragging
little
it,
bit,
yeah.
drag it out, because if that big female is down there, you might, you know, smack her in the face with it. She
Unless
might
that
eat
big
it.
female's on the bed.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, obviously, Pete.
The other and here's something else that and Rick. So let me read Rick's real quick.
Yeah.
So Rick said Trey McKinney was knocking him down with a fully dipped fluke in chartreuse straight retrieve on Murray.
Yeah.
100%
You
Rick.
straight retrieve on.
Yep.
her.
Yeah.
And
Fast, too.
but remember, Rick, they were fishing a herring spawn at the
Yep.
time. So it was a little bit later in the year. Pete was down there getting thrown out of the boat.
Yeah.
Trey McKinney was whacking him on a fluke. Kyle Patrick fell in the water right next to Lee Livesey.
I can only cut all his fish before he threw me out of the boat on
Yeah.
the fritz side. He actually cut all his fish on the fritz side.
Yeah, that was the whole fruit bat thing
That
that,
was the
Martin
fruit
Zona
bat,
said.
yeah.
Yeah, the fruit bat.
Yeah. Where's his autographed hat? Is it here?
Yes. I think back there in the pile of hats.
There's some hats here.
A little bit of hats, huh?
Yes, right there.
There it is. There's the only thing that Pete received from Ike and Ellie, other than a great experience.
But it does say sorry.
Yeah, it does say sorry.
It says Michael Ike and Ellie.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
It didn't say sorry for almost killing you. Just sorry.
Look at the mold
Sorry.
all over.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that rode underneath his bass cat seat for 7 years. And when my TheOneCast hat
You know
went
what, though?
Was he
flying,
sorry that he threw you out, or sorry that he had to stop to come get you?
I
And
didn't
it took time away from him fishing.
You're right. There is a great selection of glides at
Ooh.
Elevate Outdoors
I saw him
in
today.
Sanford, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to get into the glide bait game and you want some hard to get ones, specifically a tater hog, go see our boys at Elevate.
got-
Go see Big Mike. Go see Jason.
I think they got some clutches in
They got some
They do.
clutches.
They
They've
got
got
a
some
bunch of great
KGBs
stuff.
coming. They've got some tater hogs that are hard to get.
They got some
They've
skeeters
got
now.
Buka.
Skeeter boat.
They've got bull shads. They've got skeeter boats
Yep.
in stock if you're looking
In
for a new
stock.
bass boat.
They
particularly
got
skeeter.
BKK hooks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lots of good
BKK.
stuff. Go if you've
Yep.
not been there yet, you need to go check them out at Elevate Outdoors, Sanford, North Carolina. I'm sorry, I don't have the address.
Just
memorized.
right
so
off
if you
that-
want to put it in the
right
chat,
off Highway
Jason,
1.
I will read the address off, but I'm not good with memorizing addresses. So it's off of highway, yeah, right before Tramway on the right hand side. They have a nice big sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Fuchs did bring me Ike beer, which I'm out of, so I'm going to need some more.
What was it?
Ike was supposed to stay in the boat. Ike, he was supposed to send me some, which I have yet to receive. So must have got lost in the mail.
You know, he's a busy guy.
Yeah, this is no shade to Mike Iaconelli.
We love Mike, man.
Need a Chad? Yeah,
Yeah, did you guys-
there's a better, even better. You
He
need a,
almost didn't
trick
fish the
shot.
first event.
yeah. He had to have shoulder
surgery.
Yeah, because
Shoulder surgery almost kept Mike Iaconelli from fishing. Imagine that, Mike Nadeau. It must be a Mike thing. I want to be like Mike. 1600 West Overdrive, Sanford, North Carolina. Absolutely. They have Chad Shads.
In stock.
Chad Shads?
Chad
Yeah,
Shads.
Shads in stock.
In stock.
And hopefully they have some trick shads because that is my favorite.
And while you're in there, you might as well pick up some Carolina water stuff.
And they have
Carrier,
Yep.
Homies, Carolina Waters, the full complement of gear.
Yep.
Lots of good stuff. So, like I said, if you've not been to Elevate yet, make sure you go check out. Plus, their service department is up and running. They did some warranty stuff on my boat. Ben's boat just got out of there after he tried to kill it in Florida again.
Yep.
I think Nick is going to get his boat in there for some work. So, yeah, Mercury, Yamaha, Suzuki authorized service center, and lots of good stuff. So make sure you check them out.
They're going to be carrying bass cats for bass boats, skeeters. They're going to be carrying G3, Tidewaters, big boats, and whatever else they got going on. But we really needed this in Sanford, man. Like we haven't had anything like this,
And a great time.
we haven't had a great tackle shop and a great service area.
OneCast Fishing jigs.
Yep. OneCast Fishing's in there. So at the end of the day, like these guys they're doing something that we need in the area. It's not another fast food restaurant. Thank goodness, man. We do not need another.
They also did have the secret color Lobina Popar.
Oh,
but I bought all of them when we went in there. So
Yeah.
they don't have any more.
All right, so Jason, when you get more of those in,
Nope, I
let
already
me
told
know.
them. I already
Let
have my
me
name on
know.
every single one. Jason, don't forget.
Jason, I will pay more than Pete does for them.
Well, I will lose that battle.
We'll have a bidding war here.
yeah.
What? All right, Jason. So whatever Trey and Pete go in and buy, you just set that exact same thing out for me and just give me a call every time.
I'm about to go buy some real dumb stuff.
Well, that's
No
too bad
returns.
because Elevate Outdoors doesn't have anything dumb. So
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, Nick does own a boat. He bought well, I'll let him tell.
I bought JC's boat.
Yeah, he bought JC's boat.
Yep. So JC
R.I.P. JC.
passed away last year, and his daughter got the boat, and she doesn't fish as much or at all like that. So I bought it to keep it in the club,
Yeah.
and just to kind of keep his memory alive. So
Yeah. JC was a longtime club
Yeah.
member, great guy. And passed away last year.
Mhm.
And Nick kept the boat rolling, so he's getting her all ready to rock
Yeah.
and roll.
Yep.
What are you getting put on it, Nick?
300R.
No. Oh my!
I told him to get that 150 R.
that
dude.
150
I might put
R.
that 150R on my boat.
No,
One of these days.
I just got the jack plate, power poles, some graphs,
Forward facing.
forward facing.
Where'd you get that forward facing from?
Well, I got it from a great guy that I seen yesterday in Bass Pro that talked me into getting way too much stuff.
Oh man,
I like how he blamed that all on you. Like
I
you literally
dude,
rolled up and you were like, Nick never works. I get a picture of his truck and then I get a picture of a cart. Look at what Nick's buying. And I was like, he already had it loaded before Trey even got there.
Well, listen, they opened at 9. Okay,
yeah, you got there
And
at 8:30.
and I didn't know how many other people would like go in there.
You thought it was gonna be
And
like
get
Beanie
stuff.
Babies back in the 90s?
Yes. So I'm like, let me go in and get what I want first,
Fist fight
just in case.
over
yeah.
Fritz sides for half off.
Give me my
Yeah, I'm telling
Pokemon
you.
cards.
Hey, some of them they only had like 1 or 2.
They did.
'Cause
You
I got
definitely
back-
got some colors that I didn't get.
Yeah.
So Brad's got your order sitting there to hook you up
Yep.
with.
Trey
but,
grabbed a bunch of stuff for me that I'm going to
Mhm.
pick up when I'm there tomorrow. So, yeah, if you're in the area, I'll be up at Bass Pro talking fishing. I'll get there probably 11-ish, maybe a little before, and I'm going to hang
Mikey,
out
what
for a
would you
couple
what
hours.
would you love to see?
That 300R on the back of JC's boat.
Oh my gosh.
That sugar
But I
screen.
thought it was rated for it, guys.
Do you know what I like though is like, all of us in here, we don't have $150,000 bass boats,
No.
right? And you doing that, keeping that legacy alive, but that's a great hull, man. It's a forest wood hull,
Yep.
Yeah.
right? Like OG Ranger. Yeah, you got a 2-stroke on the back. Not a big deal though. At the end of the day, you can always repower your boat.
We know another guy with one for sale if you're looking for a good starter boat. Eddie Leneve has that.
Oh yeah,
that,
Eddie does.
Ranger
Yep.
for sale. So
Yep.
if you're
Oh,
looking
okay.
for an older Ranger, well bit, well taken care of, it's got graphs and everything, just looking to get started, hit me up. And I'll
I mean,
get
look
you
at
contact.
Ricky's boat, man.
Ricky Moe.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ricky
that's
Moe,
an older.
Yeah.
That's like a early 2000s
The
model
2000
Triton.
The banana,
4, I
the
think.
banana hammock Triton, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
he
think it's a 2000.
He got a 300R in that bad boy.
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah.
No, he can.
No,
But-
he does.
Yeah,
As long as he doesn't fish bass.
repowered it with a 300, put poles on it, put upgraded graphs.
I
on it.
really like his.
I mean,
boat.
his boat legitimately reminds me of like that banana boat off Jaws, when they're all riding
exactly.
that.
It's like the same
Yeah.
color
Yep.
scheme.
Yeah, straight up. But he takes super good care of it. But you guys don't have to go out there and buy a $150,000 boat. And if you're gonna go buy a new boat, go to Elevate Outdoors, man, and get one of those new skeeters or bass cats.
Get
when
you a
they get 'em
Skeeter
in.
Yamaha running
Right.
all over lake.
And if you're not
I'm sure they'll trade in.
And if you're not in the market for a skeeter or bass cat, then go see our buddy Bradley Terry up at Bass Pro and Carry and get yourself that Savage 215 tracker or nitro of any whatever shape or form. Because like at the end of the day, like we don't all have 150 grand to drop on a boat, right? So you can make these boats look really, really nice. And especially I see like like Hennessy Outdoors and all these other places are like redoing all the like taking carpet out, putting sea decking in. Like, man, they are making these boats look super
They are.
cool, man.
Jeff said Ricky can't sell it. He's put more in that than he paid for it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure. But he's
Yeah.
got a lot of memories in that
He
boat
does.
too.
He does.
You know?
I really like Ricky's boat, man. I've seen a few of the identical model pop up, and I'm like, I should buy that boat.
I mean, two of the
Nice wide deck.
I'm not gonna say their names, but two people that are millionaires around here. They live about 45 minutes away from here. They both run Ranger Comanches, and they repowered them with Yamaha SHOs and put new shallow water anchor systems on them, new graphs, anchor systems. I mean, you got the jack plate from one of the guys, and he's a multi-millionaire, and he just loves that hull. And he's like, I just want to keep my boat and repower it and regraph it and stuff. I was like, nope. Yeah, no harm in that, man.
Oh no, there's no problem with that
Definitely
at
can't
all.
miss him
I
running
mean,
across the lake, Jeff.
listen,
No doubt about that.
whether you got a brand new boat or a 20-year-old boat, you can still catch fish out of it.
You dang right.
That's all that
You
matters.
know? And I
You
mean,
dang right.
You don't need all.
it's
this
all about
fancy
being on the
crap.
water and enjoying the piece and
You ain't got to keep
Snatching
up.
some.
You don't got to keep up.
Snatching some lips.
snatching them.
All right.
So I told my wife she's got to go out with me when they're
100%.
on beds,
Yeah,
just so I make sure she catches something.
Gerald's Champions in 06. Yeah, that's a nice haul too. He just repowered that bad boy
Mm-hmm.
with a new 250. And then somebody else repowered their boat recently in the club.
I don't know. I want to put the
Can't remember who it
150R on
was.
my tracker. I want to put that one. I want to put a white one on there.
Oh, David Blanton.
Yeah.
DB2 or 3. I can't keep track. Put it on that older Strat. I say old, that Stratus that he won as a co-angler in an open way back
yonder.
So that's a nice boat too. Those were good hauls. But yeah, he just repowered that. So an older boat and a new motor. I mean, I constantly look. If I saw the right haul, there's a few hauls that if I see one show up with a blown motor, I'm probably going to buy it. I'm going to sell my boat and I'll repower it just because there were some hauls they made that you can't touch.
Yeah.
Back in
Some
the
old
day.
Stratus
And like I
hauls.
said, a haul, man, that thing will last forever if you take care of it.
That's right. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You don't need a new one.
Hey, I want to give our buddies a shout out before we end this episode. Paul Benson, Brad Fuller, Big Al, all the crew down at Santee Cooper right now. They're running a new broadcasting or way to broadcast the National Professional Fishing League starting tomorrow. So we know the BPT's down in Lake Murray. Obviously, support your favorite angler on there. I'm gonna be watching. Hopefully, Zach Birch wax them tomorrow. But if you guys are trying to watch some fishing, like check out the NPFL, go straight to tmpfl.com. Check those guys out. They're going to be, I think they're going to have 5 or 6 live cameras tomorrow. So support the NPFL. They're doing things. They're doing things the right way, man.
Yeah, you got to actually type that out. So it is the National Professional Fishing League.com. Because I think if you do TP,
yeah, it's like
or if you go on their
like
you go on their
Nigerian
Facebook
soccer
page.
club.
If you go on their Facebook page, they have the link in there. You
They
just
do.
click on that.
Yeah.
Same to you, Jeff.
Way to do it.
Be safe, man. We're looking forward to
Yeah,
seeing you back home here in a month and a couple days, couple weeks, whatever that is. So stay safe, brother. But yeah, anything else, boys? Make sure if you're available April 19th and you're local, or if you want to travel, come down and fish with Take a Warrior Fishing for our Warrior Clash free tournament. We'll pair you up with a veteran, get them out on the water. Special Operations Bass Anglers coming in November, so get signed up for that one once that sign up goes live.
Probably April 1st.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
So you're going for boat 2 because I'm already boat 1. It's a tradition. But yeah, make sure you sign up. And why are you guys? Hey, what's up, Steven? Just work and stuff, man. We got vacation for derbies for ourselves and all that.
We want to be there, man.
Yeah.
We do. I'm still getting over a little sickness, but I'm about better now. But I think we might make a 1-day appearance at the Lake Norman event, which is next month for you guys. Steve, tell Stephanie we said good luck. We're rooting for you guys, and hopefully they crack a giant bag tomorrow.
Yep. All right. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you check out some fishing tomorrow. And if you want to come talk fishing, Bass Pro and Carrie, I'll be there from 11 till probably 3.
With his New Jersey on.
Oh yeah, wear my New Jersey. We're rocking for 2025. So
awesome.
Appreciate y'all. Peace, love, and all of that good stuff. Get me some info on the April tournament we will promote from LB. I got you, Jason. I'll bring some flyers by. Appreciate that, brother. Everybody have a great one and help us continue to grow a culture of anglers, helping anglers OneCast.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh God, it's a toad, son. It's a toad, dude.
Yeah. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.